Good morning, everybody. I'm trying to make some sugar-free cinnamon rolls today. It's from Aunt Duddie's recipe on the Aunt Duddie page. And I thought maybe you all would like to come along with me and find a way to do it sugar-free. First thing you do is you put half of the flour, 4.5 cups flour, in the bowl, and the salt, and then you stir it around with impeccably clean hands. Yes, I just washed them and I took my wedding ring off so I don't get muck on it. Okay, next thing is this stuff called Swerve. It is a sugar replacement that works really well. It works for confectioner sugar too. This is what it looks like. Put that in there. And mix again. Okay, do we have liquids now? Yeah, we have liquids. What we do is we now put the yeast in here. And that's a tablespoon of yeast. And you stir it around. And then you put the other part of the flour on top of it and stir it around. And according to Chef Brad Peterson, if you do it this way, you won't kill your yeast. Okay, now on with the liquids. We've got a cup of warm half and half. Not hot. You don't want hot. It'll kill the yeast. Let's see. It's about 1/3 cup of melted butter. Don't worry. I'll have this recipe in the lower section of the page. And this is sunflower oil, 1 tablespoon. You may wonder why my eggs are in water. Reason being is that you want your eggs to be room temperature. But if you just got them out of the refrigerator, they're going to be a little cold. So what you can do is put it in some warm water for 5 minutes or so, and it'll warm up the eggs for you, and you'll have a fluffier product. Okay, there we go. We've got everything? Yes, we do. So what we do is I mix this around a little bit. Remember, I just washed my hands. It's always important to wash your hands before baking. Baking is very much chemistry, so you don't want anything dirty to come in contact with it and contaminate it. And you just keep mixing and keep mixing. What you want is for all of the flour to be saturated with the wet stuff. And when it's all saturated like this, it's mostly saturated, I should say, what you do is, I know I've got gunk on my hands. You put, this is from Jamie Geller, she gave me this tip. What you do is you put a little bit of oil on your mixing, on your kneading place, and you smear it around a bit, and then you put your bread dough on top of it. Do me a favor, cameraman, take this out of the way. And then you start kneading, and you won't need to add extra flour, which will cause it to... What you do is you add the oil, and what it does when you add the oil to the kneading surface, I got this tip from Jamie Geller, that it keeps your bread from being very, very dense by adding too much flour. As you can see, I'm just kneading it. And let's see, it's 12:08. And it needs to knead for about 10 minutes. I'm not going to bore you with that. Why don't I mix this, knead this for 10 minutes, and then I'll tell you what to do next. Speeding things up, I have deflated my bread dough, my cinnamon roll dough, and put it into the shape of a rectangle. And this here is a half a cup of Swerve, a tablespoon or two of molasses, a third of a cup of butter, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think that's it. And what you do is you put it on top of here with clean hands, please. And you smear it all over the top of the dough. There we go. And if you mixed it right, my husband was so gracious as to mix it for me with a fork. We tried it with a hand mixer and it just didn't work as well. I think that's probably because the butter was frozen before I got it to room temperature and it didn't have enough time to thaw, I think. And leave a little space around because it's going to come out a little bit. Okay, hang in there, just film the thing and I'll wash my hands. Okay, what you do is you roll this up like so. And you kind of nicely shape it. And we're going to cut this into 18 rolls. Okay, here's 1, 2. Okay. One. We'll put that in there. 2. As you can see, they're about, what would you say, about an inch in size, width.
I'd say.
When I cut it, from where I cut it. 3. Cut this to about 15 rolls this time. But if you cut it right, a lot of times you can get 18 rolls. Alright, this is a 350 oven. And what we're going to do is let that preheat. And while that preheats, we're going to let that rise again. And that's beautiful. I know they're not as pretty as getting Cinnabon, but I think they taste better. What we're going to do is bring the camera over here. We've got some Swerve confectionery sugar substitute and some vanilla. Some Greek sour cream yogurt. Not sour cream. Cream cheese. Greek cream cheese and some butter. What we do is we mix all this together. And we're going to make a frosting. If I can get that untwisted. think I'm probably going to put a little bit of fat-free half and half in there just to lubricate it a little bit. But as you can see, it looks like frosting. It doesn't look like something fake. There. See if that's enough. What I'll do is I'll leave these beaters for Guy to lick later because he really likes the frosting. But as you can see, oops, sorry about that. So as you can see, it looks like real frosting, tastes like real frosting. You can eat it straight. I'll show you. See? Now what I'm going to do, since it's been 5 minutes, you give it 5 minutes to cool. And then when it's still slightly warm, you slap the icing on. Just like that. What I'm trying to do is get it on every last roll. It's probably going to melt a little bit too, so don't be too worried. What do you think, honey? Would you eat this batch?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you might. Okay. And I think, just like that, it's done. Probably could do with a little more frosting, but try that. There. Got plenty of frosting on everything. Now, Aunt Duddie doubles the frosting, but since I'm making this sugar-free, almost sugar-free, except for the tablespoon or two of molasses. It's sugar-free. But in any case, these are my sugar-free cinnamon rolls, and I hope you enjoy them. Bye.